You think you know your constitutional rights? Then stay around for this video. I know my rights, but do you? But the Constitution's got some dark secrets that nobody tells you about. But guess what? I will. The Fifth Amendment. People just think it's plead the Fifth. Nah. If you sit quiet, the courts might say, oh, silence means guilty. You, my friends, have to say the most powerful words. I invoke my right to remain silent, and I want an attorney. Checkmate. If you don't say it, your silence can be used against you. And that's a trap. And my friends, you are the natural living woman and a natural living man. Checkmate. The Sixth Amendment. It says, get a lawyer. Get one. But here's the dark part. You only get effective counsel, not good and not smart, not dedicated, not for you, just effective. Courts have ruled that lawyers who sleep through trial don't cross-examine witnesses, or barely know the case. That's your case, your life. Don't sleep on it. Are still effective. Wake up, people. Wake up. You gotta wake up. So you can't even complain later. Unless your lawyer's mistakes were so bad, they shocked the conscience. That's the legal term. Now, the Fourth Amendment. You're protected from illegal searches and seizures, right? Sounds good until you hear about the good faith. And that's exception. That means if the cops violate your rights, but they can convince the judge that they thought they were following the law, your evidence still gets used. In other words, the system gives itself a free pass right on by. And y'all thought y'all knew y'all rights. All along, I know my rights. Like I said, do you? Then there's the plea deal trap. Fall for it every time. Every time they fall for it, every time. And 95% of cases never see trial because they plea out. And the dark part, a plea deal is basically signing all your rights away. Your right to a jury, your right to appeal, your right to confront witnesses. You're left with nothing. Nothing at all, just nothing at all. Nothing. And people think, I'll just fight this later. But once you plead, most constitutional rights are dead. Y'all still think y'all know y'all rights? Question mark. The Fourth Amendment. Yes, the fourth one. Equal protection under the law, right? And that's a question. The dark part, the court doesn't look at if you were untreated fairly. They look at whether the system followed procedure. And that's why I say police officers knows procedure, and attorneys knows procedure, and public defenders knows, yeah, you got it, procedures. And if the judge gave you a notice, a hearing, and a chance to speak, that's considered due process. How y'all like them apples? Bang, bang. Even if the outcome is completely unfair, So, my friends, the Constitution protects the process, not justice. Not justice. Not Portia Justice League, not DC Justice League. The process. You thought it was done? Here's the kicker. If you don't know how to file the right motion, I keep telling y'all sleeping on me. Don't do it in the right way, at the right time. Hey, and that clock be ticking, baby. It be clicking and ticking, tick-tocking. The courts pretend your rights don't exist. The judges just say, you waived it. Not because they didn't have rights. Hey, the Constitution says you have rights and your rights get violated, right? Right? Anyway, but because they didn't know how to assert them. That's simple. I mean, it sounds simple, but it's not. Only if you know your rights for real. Because people think they know their rights. Anyway, as I said before, if you need me to coach you through, but I do have to say this. I am not an attorney, and I don't practice, yeah, you got it, law. Yeah. But at the same time, I basically do the same work that they do. But I don't practice law. No, I've never been to law school, just study on my own. Anyway, don't forget to share, like, and follow, and repost. And please, now know you know your rights. Thank you for watching.